If you're looking at the calendar and hoping for spring, here's some good news. It arrives at 6:29 in the morning on Monday, March 20th.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, we changed the clocks in a couple of weeks, right? That's amazing. All right, now for the bad news. Even though we had a touch of spring this weekend, wasn't that nice? You know we're not done with winter yet. We're not.
We're not. You know, we always get storms the end of February, March.
All right, but somewhere, spring is springing somewhere in Connecticut, and it's been doing so all winter long.
Where? At Nora Murphy's home in Newtown. She is the force behind NoraMurphyCountryHouse.com. Take a look.
Everywhere you look, there are plants in bloom. It looks like a nursery here at Nora Murphy's beautiful home in Newtown.
Dead of winter, and your house looks like it's springtime in here, and it smells absolutely amazing.
I always say this is like my big guns. This is where it's all about flowering plants. And it's really amaryllis that is blooming now. And then I've got my orchids, which I call the sisters. And these, my boys had bought me for Mother's Day like 10 years ago in a little gallon pot from Big Y grocery store. And they are on their third pot now. They get put outside all year. In October, I bring them in, and they start blooming in November, and they'll bloom for another month.
Nora's also made a beautiful container from herb plants she bought in the supermarket. That's where she picked up these hydrangeas as well. And take a look at these, more gorgeous flowering plants.
Nora, these are what I thought was African violets are actually primrose.
They are primroses.
And again, these can be bought at any grocery store.
Yes, and they're usually really vivid colors. I just love the whites.
Okay.
Because it goes with my decorating. And I just want to show everyone, this is like $1.99 a piece.
Right.
And, you know, find a pretty little container, pop one in, it's like a little bouquet.
These look great in Nora's beautiful living room. Now, the key to beautiful flowers, taking care of them. Let's go back to the orchids.
I think they like this room too because it's cool, and I don't think they always need direct light.
The hydrangeas, Nora starts with a great soil.
And what kind of soil do you use?
This is just an organic potting soil.
That you can get at any nursery? Or...
Any nursery. This one's from Maine, which I really like because it's like has like this composted matter in here, which is really, really good for plants. Or once the blooms fade, just cut the blooms back, and then in May, once the last of the frost is gone, then you're going to plant this out. You will see that over the years, this will get bigger and bigger, and you're going to get a big hydrangea shrub.
Nora also likes to cover her plants with moss that she gets in her own backyard.
That's something I swear by. You know, when it's thawing outside and it's not freezing cold, you can literally take a cake knife and pull up moss in your yard.
In your yard. So just as long as it's not frozen, you can still get it even at this time of year. And it's a really beautiful covering.
Yeah, it really is.
Instead of just looking at the soil, you're looking at this beautiful peat moss.
Yeah, it'll keep the soil nice and moist.
As for the primrose, keep them watered and follow this next step.
If it's fading, really
just clip them off at the bottom.
Just pinch them.
Okay.
And pinch them back. Keep
and
pinching
that'll encourage growth.
Absolutely. It'll keep it flowering.
Unlike the hydrangea, which gets planted outside when the warmer weather comes, Nora doesn't hang on to her primrose. After they're done blooming,
I pretty much at that point just put them, I compost them because I've got so many things growing at that point.
You're also going to notice much bigger plants throughout Nora's house. Again, these are outdoor plants brought in for the colder months.
And then what's unexpected, which I absolutely love, is boxwood. And so I buy baby boxwood last spring, and I just planted it up in an old found window box.
And you put the moss right on top as well?
And I put the moss right on top.
And how much care will this require?
What I do is I throw them in the shower.
You heard Nora correctly. She throws her plants in the shower.
So this is the secret to keeping plants happy in the winter.
Okay.
Shut the door. And let it go for about 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes, let it really soak in. And then when it's done, turn it off, let them drain. And then anytime during the day when you're ready, put them back on their little copper trays in the window that they love to be in. If you do that once a week,
once a week,
gosh,
they'll love it.
So happy.
To move these plants easily from room to shower, Nora puts her plants on wheels. Yes, they roll.
If you're wondering how Nora got the wheels on the bottom of the copper tray, she's literally gone to the store, purchased this Tri-dolly, place it right on there, and then it wheels around. That's how awesome that is.
Now, some of Nora's plants, whether they're easily moved or not, are just too big for the shower. They get watered in place, again, about once a week.
Dig your hand into the soil, and if it's feeling moist, it's like, okay, it's fine, doesn't need water. If it's really feeling dry, it's time.
It's time. That's right. All right, Nora.
That dolly is such a great idea. It's prevented us from moving things before because they get so heavy.
It's amazing. I saw that and I was like, how do you do this? I had to look underneath it to see how it was done. She's terrific. All right, Nora also recommends using a spray bottle to keep the leaves moist, too. She said, but the #1 reason why people kill their plants is because they overwater. So don't overwater your plants. For all kinds of wonderful tips about gardening, head to Nora's website, NoraMurphyCountryHouse.com. It's part gorgeous online magazine, part blog with some recipes and craft ideas sprinkled in there, too. Go and have some fun.
Wow.